Hello and welcome, dear viewer, to my channel. Today in our video, I will tell you what stories people have sent me in the mail. I, 28F, need to figure out how to get my fiancé, 35M, to trust me again. For context, we have been together for 3 years and are getting married in 2 months. My fiancé prides himself on being a strong man and taking care of himself because he has an unsupportive family that were too absorbed in themselves. This has led to my fiancé hating to show any sort of vulnerability or weakness. Last week, he voiced body issues he was having, and earlier that night, I'd had a breakdown of my own over how overwhelmed I am with wedding planning, my job, and my mom's birthday coming up. My mom passed away 13 years ago, and I miss her more than ever while we plan our wedding. A few hours later, my fiancé voiced this weakness, and I froze up. I held him, let him talk, then voiced I wasn't sure what to say and how to comfort him, not knowing all he wanted was assurance everything would be okay. He wound up hurt that I made the moment about me and my inability to know how to help. I kept trying over days to acknowledge my mistake and move forward, but, according to him, I kept making it about me. In my family, when you mess up, you are expected to tear yourself down to show you're atoning for what you did, and my instincts kicked into that. 4 nights later, I finally realized that I needed to just go back, redo that night and moment, and tell him what I should have, and he told me it was too late, and he couldn't feel comfort from it. He told me that his trust in me is utterly shattered, but in order to move on, he needs to trust me with his hurt, and I need to care for him. I don't know what to do to comfort him. He's absolutely apathetic right now, so I have to start and maintain any conversation, and he doesn't want silence between us. I can't use physical affection, cuddling, back rubs, etc., because physical touch is my love language, so that just makes him feel like I'm trying to comfort me. I miss him so much. It kills me that I hurt him this badly, and I want to make it right. I want to help him to trust me. But even he doesn't know what he needs from others to be comforted, so I'm at a complete loss. I, 24F, blew up at my parents, 67M, 55F, for their treatment of my brother, 26M, but I feel guilty. TLDR at the bottom. So my 24F brother, 26M, is getting married in around a month's time to his fiancée of like 5-ish years, 25F. They're both such lovely, handsome people, and I'm thrilled for them both. Honestly, their pre-wedding photo shoot was so gorgeous. The issue is my parents. My brother is going to be going joint surname with his fiancée for their wedding, to a double barrel, like Smith Stone, for instance, rather than just Smith. My parents are really angry about this, and I think it's more than they outwardly show. I will use Smith as the example for the rest of this. Around this time last year, they called me to moan about the name situation to me. I told them they were being childish and that my brother is an adult, and if they want to do that, there is nothing wrong with it. I thought that was the end of it. However, over the past few months, my parents have been on my brother's case about the name. My dad, 67M, has been sending my brother texts of supposed quotes and signing them off, "Your grandfather, a Smith." He told my brother that his great-uncle is going to be really hurt about him giving up his name, and my brother responded that if he's that hurt, he's welcome to come talk to him about it. My dad is one of 3 brothers, 3 uncles, and he's the only one with a son, and his perspective is his lineage is dying and he's upset by it. My brother has been communicating these things that they've been saying to him over the months, but with the wedding drawing close, it's only gotten worse. I woke up this morning to a text from my brother saying that my mom, 55F, had just gotten off the phone with him and told him, quote, "You wanting to change your surname is so upsetting, I just can't get over it. I think that's why things changed for me." My brother told me he now feels like less of a parent in our parents' eyes, and I'd just had enough. I'll transcript what I sent here. Me. I'm incredibly disappointed in you and Dad for how you've been treating brother about his wedding. Poor boy is so very upset. It's only a name. Get over yourselves. My views on you both as parents have been damaged, but I imagine they're damaged beyond repair for brother. Mum, this is all being blown way out of proportion. Of course we're happy for them. Maybe only a name for you, but it means a lot to us, that's all. But it's his decision and we accept that, but I'm allowed to feel a bit sad about it. That's an upsetting thing to say. Me. If I changed my name upon marriage, would you be upset? I chose to keep part of my partner's name, would you be upset? Or if they took mine entirely? If I married a woman and took her name, would you be upset? As these are all real scenarios that could happen. I'm not ranting because of my brother. I'm ranting for myself. I thought you and Dad were more modern than that. You had this conversation with me almost a year ago, and I'm shocked you're both still upset. How long are you going to be upset for? She hasn't responded to my message, and I'm worried I went a little bit too harsh on her. I also do believe, though, that she's not being truthful when she says that it's been blown out of proportion due to the things my brother has been telling me over the months. My friends are worried that my parents are going to try something at the wedding, which is why I felt like I needed to have a word. Still, I guess I feel guilty for upsetting my mom. Was I too harsh, or did I do the right thing in defending my brother? TLDR. My parents are upset at my brother for wanting to take his fiancée's surname and become joint surname. They're upset that they're losing a lineage and have been guilting him for months, so I told them off for it pretty harshly. I, 26M, am hopeless and need advice on what to do about my crush, 30F. This is bound to become at least a little long-winded. Apologies in advance. Also mandatory, not a native English speaker disclaimer. TLDR at the end. I also apologize if this is not the correct sub for a post like this. So I enrolled in uni in January. Everything's been going great, and I've met a lot of cool new people. One of these new people I'll call Kate. We talked for the first time during a board game night held by some of the senior students to help us freshmen get better acquainted. Her effect on me was rather immediate. She's charming, funny, smart, and pretty too. When I mentioned that I was starting a D&D campaign for some of the other freshmen who were interested, she asked to join too. Of course I accepted, even though the party was already too large. One of the other players dropped out though, so it's fine. Anyway, Kate has been very interested in the homebrew setting I'm building for the campaign. For example, she was constantly asking me when my overview of the world history would be ready to share. And although she was the last to join, she was still the first to submit a backstory for her character, and a character portrait she painted herself. Through all this, it feels my crush on her only grew. But I also knew since our first meeting that she already had a boyfriend, so I pushed my own feelings aside, not interested in trying to get between them. I asked during a freshers' party how long they'd been together, and she said a little over 4 years, with this also apparently being the healthiest relationship she'd ever been in. So I pretty much abandoned all hope at that point. At this point, I guess I should also point out that I have never been in a relationship myself, and I've also only ever had one crush in my life before in middle school. There are several reasons for this, but chief among them would be the trauma of my dad abandoning me and me internalizing that I am utterly unworthy of affection and being loved. So there's that. Working on it, but it's been slow going. But obviously I wouldn't be writing this if this was the end of it. Kate and I are part of the same group project, and during our last Discord meeting she said she's moving and doesn't know if she'll have Wi-Fi in her new apartment during the next meeting, since it's unclear yet if she or her now apparently ex-boyfriend will be taking the router. One of our other group members, let's call her Alice, said Kate would be welcome to come to her place to work on the project together since she was moving into her neighborhood. Alice also kind of offhandedly invited everyone else in the group to come over and work at her place. I asked her the next day if the invitation was a serious one or just banter. I honestly sometimes have difficulty differentiating the two, and she said I'd be welcome to join them. That is tomorrow. I don't know what to do about Kate. I mean, she's apparently single now, but if so, she has just gotten out of a pretty long and serious relationship, and I don't want to try and butt in if she's hurting. Should I do something? Say something? I'm not sure if it's my place to even ask her about why her relationship ended, since even though I would consider us friends, I'm not sure if we're yet close enough for that. I still like her a lot, though. My gut says that I should give her some space, but I'm also worried that if I don't act soon, this will be just another opportunity among many that I've let pass me by. Any chance you guys might have some advice for me? TLDR. My crush just got out of a long-term relationship and I don't know how to, or if I even should, approach her. Write in the comments what you think about these stories. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you like it. Also put a bell so you don't miss new videos. See you soon.